Because this is how we survive.
The various leaders we've seen in the universe of The Walking Dead have used a whole manner of various methods to survive and lead the people that follow them. Though many leaders have risen and fallen, be it through greed, ineptitude, or simple bad luck, one leader has found a way to break that cycle. Throughout the length of this video, we're going to explore how Negan has done so. One of Negan's primary power-retaining methods involves the use of invading one's personal space. Before the discovery of language by man, in order to assert dominance, we would invade each other's personal space. We would make intense, prolonged eye contact until one another looked away. These are the earliest forms of methods we used for dominance before there were any words to be spoken. Shouting, swinging, and hand-raising were all violent methods of intimidation. But more so than intimidation, it was a way to test the boundaries of your enemy. Exactly how close can I get to this person before they snap, before they make a sudden move, before they resist? This is something that Negan uses in his day-to-day life, whether it's with his own people, or whether it's with someone he's just met, or if it's with Rick Grimes himself. Negan has found a way to make his primary social tactics a reliable defensive mechanism to be potentially used in the future as well. One of Negan's core driving philosophies that have kept his group in power and going for so long is the entire idea of not being violent to people unless deserved. The code of crime and punishment that Negan usually tends to follow is, if one does something, then I will punish someone else for that crime. Using this method makes even the most fearless of survivors that may be willing to sacrifice their own lives in order to kill him think twice about doing it, simply due to the fact that they'll most likely have to watch someone that they care about die as a result of what they've done. The primary appeal and interest to this character of mine is, how did he rise to power? How did one man seize absolute control over nearly an entire legion of hardened and intelligent survivors? To my fellow comic readers out there, the answer to that question may very well be shown to us. However, in the television show, the most significant scene to point to when it comes to shedding some light on this topic is the scene between Gordon and Dwight in the middle of the street in Season 7, Episode 3, titled The Cell, in which Gordon claims that they lost everything to a thug with a baseball bat and a smile. So it's clear that the people do not like Negan, they do not like his rule, they do not like his methods of leadership. However, they all kowtow to his will. Dwight gets to the bottom line and exclaims that they were losing in the past and they are no longer losing but are now winning. This is Dwight clearly expressing to Gordon that some of Negan's methods of leadership are not as bad as they may seem on the surface. At the end of the day, Negan has kept his people warm, he has kept his people fed. Earlier in the episode, you see Dwight making a sandwich, with everything you could ever want. And he has Negan to thank for that. So before anyone can really think about toppling Negan, they would have to also understand what they're taking away from themselves as a result of that. Negan has given himself an extreme level of importance in this world. They are all Negan, therefore he represents safety, he represents prosperity. To attack Negan or to harm Negan is to attack or harm your own safety blanket. It is to attack what has kept you warm, fed, and in control to an extent. If you want my honest opinion, Negan's power is going to lead only to his detriment. He has too much power, he has too much control. His people have their absolute guards down. They've been following a system that has kept them alive and destroying absolutely any adversary that has come their way for years on end in a world bereft of any sort of safety. Another key thing to note is that anyone they deal with complies. Anyone who resists to a fault gets killed. So the fact that they are following a system in which people that they're dealing with on a regular basis are complying with said system, they are not expecting any deviation from that system. They expect the exact opposite. They expect structure. We are creatures of habit after all. And safety and security are highly coveted in a world absolutely bereft of it. The Roman Empire stretched its control extremely far and wide. However, while they gathered land and resources, they also gathered enemies with undying vengeance. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. Do you think in a zombie apocalyptic world, the idea of leadership or control are just ideas of danger and inevitable death? Again, thanks for watching. Stay safe.
We tell ourselves that we are the walking dead.